It's Kelly here. Today I'm going to take you through a step-by-step process to make a card using the current 49er market release. I'm going to be using Letter Drop 667177, Sweet Drop 667179, and I'm going to be using the balloons and the signpost, Holiday Drop 667178, and I'm going to be using the parcels and the bow, and lastly Wings and Things, which is 667183, and there's lots of beautiful background stamps on that set. And I will be using the stencil and stamp positioning tool. To make this card, I am using mixed media card. You could use watercolor card, not your normal stamping, just plain stamping card, because we're going to be adding some water to it. I'm taking a couple of the background stamps and I'm going to position them onto the background card where I want them, and then pick them up using the smooth side on the stencil and stamp positioning tool. So just make sure I'm just checking there, because there is a right side upside down. So make sure you get your words the right way up. And then I wanted to make the background kind of look as if it was blue for the sky and green for the grass. So I'm going to be inking those up in two different colours using the Tranquil Waters and the Key Lime from 49er Market. So just ink them up, like I say, the green at the bottom and the blue at the top, just to give the effect of the sky and the ground. And that's the best thing about the stencil and stamp positioning tool. You know, if it doesn't all come out, you can re-stamp over the top. So this doesn't have to be perfect at this stage. All I really want is to add some colour. So I'm just going to take a pencil and just mark, because I didn't take note, I should have lined it up on the grid lines. Just make a note of where I've actually put that piece of card, because I now want to spray this with water just to make the colour run. Just tilting the cardstock to make the colour move. Now there wasn't enough colour here for me, so I am placing the ink direct onto my mat. Spritzing that with water, and just break the ink up with your fingers, if not you will just end up with straight lines. And then just taking the card direct to the ink, picking up as much ink as you want, and then just give it a dry. So just clean away. And now I'm going to pop the piece of cardstock back onto the sticky grid where I left my pencil mark. And because I used water, I lost some of the lines from the original stamped image, so I'm just going to pop those back in. Same colours again, Tranquil Waters and Key Lime. And just adding the key lime. And that's it. I'm happy with the background. So just pop those to one side. So now I need to stamp some elements for the card, but I also want to stamp, there's a little grass piece in the stamp set that goes around the bottom of the post box. So I'm going to stamp the post box onto just plain white cardstock to colour in, and then the grass directly onto the background. I'm just going to give that a heat set before I then colour with watercolour pens. At this stage I did stamp several of the elements and colour them in. But obviously you don't want to sit and watch me colour. And again, I've used mixed media cardstock for this. The ink moves much better. You can use watercolour cardstock as well. Just adding some, gone for a pinky colour postbox. Just wanted something bright and summery. I'm just going to take the pens and colour directly onto the background. So I'm using a couple of colours of green, just blending them together. And because I'm using green on green, you know, that's not really an issue. And the clever design of this stamp, you'll see that the post box will actually fit into that middle section of the grass. So now I'm just going to run this through the Big Shot. Obviously I'm using some Sizzix low tack tape just to keep the die in place. I don't always use tape, but my plates are a little bit bowed. They're very well loved. So you can see here some elements that I've coloured and die cut. There's some balloons, bows, parcels. I'm just going to assemble those on the front of the card, just making sure that that post box sits into the grass at the bottom. I've just added some 3D foam to the post box to raise that up slightly, and I can tuck all the elements in around the edge. And the front of the post box is a separate piece. There's actually 3 in the set, so you can have it as a closed box. It can be open or a jar. You can pop your envelopes in there. So I'm just deciding where I'm going to place the letter. I think I'm going to have it as it's falling out of the post box. So I'll stick the front on. And then I'm just going to assemble all the other elements around the edge. I've altered the height of some of the balloons. I've just made the stalks a bit smaller. So now I'm going to add some splatters to the background using Dollface ink pad. And I'm going to mount the background onto a piece of the Sizzix core cardstock. This card actually measures 5 by 7 inches. All the items I've used today are available direct from Sizzix.com or sizzix.co.uk or at your local stockist. Happy crafting!